How was my day? My day was pretty boring. I mean, I have class tomorrow, so tomorrow I'll be on online classes all day. But today I basically kind of woke up really late, did some exercising, and then I went outdoors for a walk, mostly because I needed to get water and I wanted to get some more oranges. And then that's pretty much it. Now I am preparing this live. I have a lot of stuff to cover, and hopefully I can entertain you guys. So we're gonna that's our Paddy's Day together. Hello. Not yet. Still went to the gym before they locked me in the house. So your gyms are still open. Where are you? Here in New York, they closed all the gyms. Gyms, restaurants, cinemas, pretty much everything. Just restaurants and pharmacies are open now. Hey, love, hope you are doing well. Yes, I am doing great. No problem. Just bored at home. I think I've watched San Diego. I just heard a bunch of news on San Diego today. Are you guys preparing for a lockdown soon? Because I did see that. Who was it? I don't know. Maybe I don't even remember what day it is. I even forgot it was Paddy's Day. That's the situation I'm in, because, I think that's what happened when you stay in house too long. You kind of like lose track of the day. So go for a walk, you guys, a little bit, and stay safe. What's up, Dr. Film? Nice to see you here. They're trying to, okay, bars and restaurants are closed now. Yes, it's the first thing they did here. And then they just told people to do the social distancing, but people are not really listening. Hopefully, we're going to be fine. Actually, today there was an explosion of cases here. That's what at least that's the latest news I saw. About 800. So that's kind of scary. So yeah, the predictions and the doctors are kind of right. We're going to be fine. We're going to survive this. Hello. Movie theaters are closed. Yes, movie theaters are going to be closed for a little while. Okay, so we have a few people over here. Should we start talking? I have a few things I wanted to talk to you guys today. So we're going to talk about the Batman shutting down their production. The Witcher also shutting down their production. I don't know if you heard, but one of the cast, they were actually not going to, but then one of the cast members got the beer bug, right? That's what we're calling right now. And because they got the beer bug, they shut it down. And obviously you don't want Henry Cavill catching it. I don't know the situation. We're also going to talk about the delay with Black Widow now, what's going to happen. George R. Martin. I was not going to include that in this live chat today, but I just found out that he posted something on his blog. We're going to read it. And hopefully this quarantine at least helps George finish the damn books. And then we're going to finish with, if we have time, if this is not too long, we're going to finish with Emilia Clarke. She said apparently she was really upset that Jon Snow got to live. I don't know if any of you guys in the chat interested in Game of Thrones. We'll play it by ear. We'll see what you guys want to talk. Thanks for the super chat, RC from NYC, our fellow New Yorker. Olavi, hello chat. Hope everyone is well and safe. Yes, hope all of you guys are well and safe. Please take care. Wash your hands. That's what we're doing right now. You keep your Purell or whatever. I have this, and I have this on my pocket when I have to go out as well. To buy groceries. Also, it's a good idea to wash your groceries when you get home because, everyone is touching everything, and then we're going to be fine. Everybody, we're going to go through this together. I mean, now we have a lot of time for live chats, right? We're going to be here. I want to find out how to stream games, guys. I'm really bad when it comes to the internet and all of that, but I would love to I suck at games anyways. I like to think I'm very good, but I want to learn how to do that. So maybe I could do that as well. The year 2020 is going to make a good movie in the future as Kurtzman isn't running it. I totally agree. Can you imagine? This year should be canceled, man. Like everything has been canceled and this year should be canceled. Seriously, this year it's so many like weird stuff happening, Ryan, I'm wearing a hazmat suit right now, just in case streaming isn't safe. I'm pretty sure you're okay with the streaming, but yeah, I got your sense of humor there. Um, I can help you out if you need. Oh, that'd be great. We can definitely set that up. I have no idea how to do it. Uh, I really don't not have idea. Like, do I have to play it online or can I play? I don't know. So we'll talk. You should play Witcher 3. The Witcher will be great, right? Well, at least Godzilla versus Kong is coming out in November. We'll see. All right, so let's get started. I'm going to share my screen and we're going to talk about the Batman. So Deadline is reporting over here that the Batman production is put on hold. They're saying 2 weeks. But of course, this is going to depend on the situation of how this beer bug is going on in 2 weeks. So they're saying 2 weeks, but it depends. Hopefully New York will be back in 2 weeks because I'm bored out. The reason why I came to New York is because I like the nonstop life, and it's really rough. Today I woke up and I had no motivation. I was like, oh man, it's hard to program what I'm supposed to do throughout the day because it's not supposed to go out. So hopefully in 2 weeks, the city will be back to normal. Our lives will be back to normal. But, some people are saying that it's going to be a little bit longer. So, okay, let's get this news started. So basically what they're doing over here, obviously, the entire world is being put in quarantine. So this does not come as a surprise to me. And it's totally fine, I think, depending on how long they'll have to stop. I don't think this will delay the movie. Or maybe it will, depending on how much post-production they have to do in the film, because right now they're still filming. They haven't even gotten to the post-production. And that's what takes a while if they have to do a lot of visual effects. It seems like Matt Reeves is going old school, that I know it's going to be more of like, I don't know. For all the stuff that I've seen, this does not look like a movie that's going to be heavily CGI. And that's what maybe that's wishful thinking. I don't know. We'll see. But let's see what this is saying over here. I'm not going to read the whole thing. Just going to browse through it. But Warner Bros. Joins other studios in temporarily stopping production on big picks, the latest being the studio reboot of the Batman. The production was relocated from London to Liverpool in the UK and out of safety in the current beer bug climate, because I can't say it right. Warner's just decided to halt shooting for the time being. Again, no one from the cast or crew has been diagnosed with the beer bug. Obviously, a person doesn't have to be diagnosed to stop it. They're only doing it for precaution, just like all of us, that we think that we don't have it, but I don't know. The problem is that the incubation period is so long. Some people could have it for days, be feeling healthy and be spreading and not even knowing. And especially taking a city like New York, that everyone, like everything here is so crowded. Everyone is just like, you're touching everything. So, and London is kind of similar as well. So it makes sense that they would try to protect the crew. Obviously, there's a lot of insurance involved in productions as well. That's why it's a good thing when you get involved working with a studio, because you're insured and all of that. So, of course. So Warner Bros. Pictures feature production of the Batman will be on a 2-week hiatus starting today. The studio will continue to monitor the situation closely. The Burbank lot informed in a statement. Directed by Matt Reeves, the Batman also stars Colin Farrell as the Penguin, Zoe Kravitz as Catwoman, Paul Dano as Riddler, Jeffrey Wright as the Commissioner Gordon, Andy Serkis as Alfred Pennyworth, John Turturro as Carmine Falcone, and Peter Sarsgaard as Gil Coulson. The movie is set to open June 25, 2021. So they might be able to not have to worry about this film. Like I said, it really depends how long they'll take to go back into production, because I do think that they still have plenty of time, hopefully. I'm quite of excited for this film and worried at the same time. I don't know if you guys know, but most of you guys know I'm a huge DC fan, and I want DC to succeed. And I feel like times like this really proves to us how much entertainment is important. Like, imagine if we didn't have films or anything to entertain ourselves in a situation like this. So I was like, guess what I watched today? I actually watched Mulan. I haven't seen Mulan in a long time. I was like on Disney Plus. Let me check this out. I felt like it's such a good animation. It's just like, anyways, I just wanted to say that entertainment matters, and hopefully we'll get more good films going forward. And not like crappy stuff like the latest Star Wars and things like that. So that's pretty much the news over there. There's nothing else saying over here. It's just kind of updating us that the production has stopped. And again, it is what it is. Hopefully this, like I said, I don't think this will affect the release of the film. It really will depend on how long the production will be put on hold. Then if it's more than a month or 2 months, then it could potentially affect the release date. Let me just go back to you guys. I'm going to read some of your chats, and then we'll move on to The Witcher. Okay, what are you guys saying over here? Trust me, you get used to New York. New York's so quiet right now. It's just very weird. The subway is just so empty too. I mean, I try not to get the subway anymore now. I'm just going to my local stores anyway, just walking. But yeah, it's kind of like weird. It can take a while, but it gets warm. It will die out most likely. Yes, hopefully. I mean, but I'm gonna tell you, warmer countries are also being affected. I don't know. Most of you guys know I'm from Brazil, and there are cases down there. Oh, the first case has been cured. It's not a lot of cases, but there's still cases out there, and Brazil is really hot. So hopefully, I think the virus can still, like, I don't know. Well, hopefully, like I said, if people are taking precautions, staying home, it'll be the best way to just stop this damn thing from spreading. If you're in shutdown, I recommend you all read the Game of Thrones novels, Witcher novels. You know what? You just gave me a great idea. I should read the Witcher novels. I don't want to read the Game of Thrones one because, to be honest with you, I'm still sour with Game of Thrones after what they did to the end of the. So I don't want to think much about it. The only reason I'm going to talking about this states because at least the quarantine might help George really finish the books, and I can't wait for him to actually do that, so we know how was the story actually supposed to end. From a statistic I have seen, 70,000 are already cured, are still sick, so a bit under. Yeah, I mean, we're gonna be fine. Cinema Queen, hey Viv, hope you're staying safe from this pandemic. Thank you very much. Hope all of you guys are staying safe and take care, especially like if you're young and you're feeling strong and if you think you've been exposed, just be careful to not expose someone that could your grandparents, or your parents, like just really take care of yourself. This is not a joke. The things just got real, I was just watching, like, my friend just sent me that meme with Cardi B. What's her name? Cardi B. Like, what is coronavirus? Coronavirus. She's freaking crazy. At least made me laugh. That's how I've been getting by as well. Like reading the memes are. I think we always need laughter. Is the best way, But I feel I'm okay. Like I said, it's just like the fact that having to be bored at home is kind of annoying. I don't like that. I don't want to know. I don't like the idea that, I shouldn't be out. I just want to go out. It's kind of annoying. But anyways, buy as much toilet paper as you can find. Wrap yourself in and pray. Okay. People with the whole toilet paper is absolutely ridiculous. I don't understand it. Diarrhea is not a part of the symptoms, but, I guess... Anyways, everything is kind of going back to normal here, so we're fine. going to normal. What I meant is the stores. I think it was just like last week when people were trying to stock, but I think it's going back to normal now. The places that were empty are getting things back, but it's still no hand sanitizers and stuff like that. All right, so let's go to the next topic and talk about The Witcher. Now, The Witcher is a really cool show. I don't know if you guys watched it on Netflix. If you haven't, it is a great time for you to binge the whole thing. Of course, it has Henry Cavill. The reason why I was watching it, I never really played the video games, to be honest, but I'm watching it because of Henry Cavill. You know, I love him. I think he's great. He's a great Superman. It will break my heart if they really take him away from the role forever. I'm not gonna like that. And I've been reading all the news related with The Witcher ever since it started filming process and all of that. So I kind of knew, but so when I watched the show, I was really pleasantly surprised. You know, Netflix was trying to brand this as the new Game of Thrones, a nice fantasy world for us to dig in, and I really enjoyed the overall really good series. You know, I was actually thinking to start watching it again, but I wanted to get into Westworld because I think the other season just dropped. So I might watch that first and then watch The Witcher again. But again, this is another production that has been put on hold. And this is kind of annoying because The Witcher, if you've seen it, it does involve a lot of post-production. There's a lot of visual effects, and everything that has a lot of visual effects needs a lot of time for post-production work. So editing, you know, like all the visual effects, that stuff, it's what takes the longest time. So again, this is also being shot. Wait, The Witcher is shot somewhere in, now I don't remember where but I guess we're gonna find out here. So update: The Witcher season 2 production halts due to the beer bug. Witcher season 2 starring Henry Cavill continues production in the UK despite Netflix halt on the US productions due to the beer bug. Okay, so The Witcher season 2 production halts due to Corona. I shouldn't say that. Would they be monetized? No, I mean, what were they going to do with a live stream? I don't think so, right? Netflix initially allowed The Witcher season 2 to continue filming, despite halting production on all films and TV series in the US and Canada, amid rising the beer bug concerns. As the US sees an increase in deadly beer bug cases, the entertainment industry is doing everything in its power to slow the infection rate by stopping production and sending employees home, which is a wise thing to do, right? Especially now that there's no vaccine. So the only way is to have to wait until you know, passes, so it stops spreading, which is currently filming in its second season in the UK. So, okay, I don't think the first season was shot in the UK. Maybe some things were shot in studio, but the stuff that was outdoors, it was actually, I know it wasn't on the UK for sure because Henry Cavill was always posting on his Instagram pictures from where he was, and it was not on the UK. I think Poland. I can't exactly remember the location. Drop on the chat over there if you guys know. But it was on the UK, so I'm surprised that now they're doing this on the UK. Interesting. But anyways, I'm very new to The Witcher. I don't know anything. I haven't read the books, but now it's a good time, right? I think I'm gonna have you know what I actually wanted to read, you guys? I was thinking to start reading the Lord of the Rings, not the Lord of the Rings. I read all the Lord of the Rings, the Silmarillion, something like that. I bought it, but I didn't. I never had the time to read it, you know, because that's the thing with the lifestyle in New York. You're constantly busy, especially if you're like in school, like myself. I'm always doing projects and things like that. But anyways, now it's a good time to get into books, right? Because books are definitely a great site of entertainment. The only thing is that I really like a physical book, and now the library is closed. So that means I have to read it on somewhere online, which I don't like. It hurt my eyes. If I'm in front of the computer too much, it hurt my eyes. The Witcher's good. It's okay. I already read that. A Witcher dedicated news site, blah, 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 said their sources tell them there have been no major production shifts. Their sources also note one scene was rescheduled due to the cast availability. Why is my... Okay, so see, we touch our face all the time, so... But nothing beer bug related has delayed the production, which is now is not true, right? Because one of the cast got it. So when is this article from? This is from the 15th. What's today? Today is the 17th. Now we do have, let me just Google here, The Witcher cast. So this guy over here, I knew he has kind of like a complicated name, but he played Tormund from Lord of the Rings. He got it. And apparently he's going to have a lot of scenes with Henry Cavill. Hopefully he hadn't had the scenes yet, so hopefully he didn't contaminate, he didn't pass it to, I don't know. Like I said, there's an incubation period, and some people might not even get sick. Some people will get sick. Some people will be mild, are not going to have to worry so much. And some people, you never know. Each person is different, but he got it. He's a big part of this production this year. So because of that, now they have to disinfect the studios and make sure that nobody else is getting sick. So they have to do that. Like I said, there's a lot of insurance involved in big productions. So they're forced to do this. Most of The Witcher season 1 was based on its first 2 collection of the Witcher stories written by the Polish author. You know what? So The Witcher, yeah, I remember this. So I think I saw Henry Cavill saying this, that the series on Netflix is mostly based on the books and not really the video game. Because what I knew a little bit was from the video game, because my brother plays it. Cavill returns as Geralt along with blah, 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 blah. They have all complicated names. But anyways, okay. And that is it. That's the news as far as The Witcher goes. So The Witcher has to stop. And like I said, all these productions are saying 2 weeks. But it really is going to depend on what's going on in the world in 2 weeks. My God, just to think I have to be stuck at home for 2 weeks. It's not very cool. All right, let's go back to the chat. Let's see. What are you guys saying over here? Who's joining the chat right now? Hey, there's someone from Singapore. Okay, I lost it. Love your reviews. Thank you so much, Justin. Hey, Viv, you're the best. Love your live show as always. Thank you very much. I heard that some guy bought thousands of hands. Oh yeah, that was news, and I think now he had to donate it because this guy that did that was trying to sell it on eBay, on Amazon, and they took them down, which is the very, have to applaud the system to be doing that, like Amazon, and like, it's not like they're the best company, but like just the fact that they're not allowing this guy to make money on a crisis like this. This is kind of like not a really good human being. This is something that could potentially be helping save lives, especially of the elderly. Is extremely selfish of someone to go hoard the stuff that are necessary for someone's health. That's just terrible. Hi from Singapore, Jeremy. Thank you. Wow, from Singapore. That is really cool. Quality movies over quantity. Yes, definitely. Chuzilla, what if all people buying toilet paper are planning a mass taping of houses? I don't really understand what you mean there. Agree. The whole thing with the toilet paper is crazy. Don't know why people were buying so much. Yeah. I mean, you should be more concerned about buying food. All right, some people here. I will continue to watch The Witcher as long as they never show a dragon again. I know. The dragon was absolutely horrific. They really messed that up. I agree. I think we got spoiled with Game of Thrones, because the dragons in Game of Thrones are absolutely mind-blowing, but also they have so much money. But I think they always looked really good. Maybe in season 1 they didn't look as good like at the finale, but still. Lethal Lightning is here. What's going on with you, dude? We don't have a shortage, just weirdo hoarders. It's kind of the same over here. There's no People, I mean, right now we are in there, it's hard to find toilet paper because people are hoarding. And the same thing with hand sanitizers. This is just so stupid. Like, get what you need. The stuff will last for a long time. People are just so selfish. It kind of shows how, I guess we're gonna get to, meet a lot of like, oh, you got off work, got the day off. Oh, you got the day off work. Okay, cool. Over here, there's no work anymore. Just if you work online, everyone that has like office jobs that they can do their job online, that's what they're doing. New York is completely shut. It's just like, ugh. It's really not cool. Like, everything is closed. You just go out to go to stores. People are just, it's not a fun situation for sure. Hopefully it won't be too long. Like Italy, I think they've been on shutdown for like, I don't even know, man. I don't want to think about it. Today is like the fourth day and I'm already like, oh, I wake up. It's just like, I can't. I want to go out. But yeah, we can't. We have to stay home. Favorite animated movie of all time? Animated movie. I had to think about that. Probably The Lion King is one of them. I love that animation. There's a few who come to my mind, but the Lion King is one of my favorite because it's very nostalgic every time I think about. If you already use sanitizer, it's okay to touch your face. I know, yeah, and I'm home as well. This is my environment. Here is okay. I know, like, touch your. Do you guys see the video I shared on my community tab of the lady? It was really hilarious. Whenever you have time, you should check that out. Watch till the end. I think it's about 2 minutes. It's literally impossible not to touch your face. And I think now, because you consciously shouldn't touch it, you want to touch it even more. Ugh. Live long and prosper, Viv from London. Thank you so much. Same to you. The Courtship of Princess Leia is a good Star Wars EU book if you haven't read it. Oh, wow. Yes, definitely. Well, actually, I'm going to write that down. I haven't read much of the EU, and now I guess we have time, right? So it's called The Courtship of Princess Leia. Cool. I'll check that out. Okay, so now I'm going to go to the other topic. So anything else you guys want to say about The Witcher? I guess I'm really excited to see, what's going to happen. Mancini, it's a good time to rewatch some 80s like Rambo, Rock, Back to the Future, Never Ending Story, Labyrinth, Masters of the Universe, and Goonies. Yes, of all these over here, I actually just watched Back to the Future a couple of days ago because it's on Netflix, right? But it's only the third one, which is annoying. I wanted to see all of them. So Back to the Future, I watched. Rambo, I haven't seen in a while. Never Ending Story, I have it here, so I can watch it anytime I want. The Labyrinth is also a really fun film. Masters of the Universe, I actually really liked it, but it did not age well. And Goonies is a classic. Love that film. Take care, Miss Viv from the Philippines. How are you? Everybody doing okay there? Oh, hope everybody's good. As a patron of yours, would love to relate more with your channel and maybe have some exclusives. Let me know what are your ideas. Send me a message. What would you like me to do? I don't have a lot of patrons on my channel right now, but yeah, let me know what would you like me to do. Now I have time. Thanks very much as well, AJ, for being a patron. I appreciate it very much. Duke, I thought the egg was cooler than the dragon. Oh, yeah. All right. The Shining is a good example of too much isolation. Yeah, I haven't seen The Shining in a very long time. The other day, like today, I watched Mulan because I wanted to laugh. Oh, and I watched Frozen 2. I haven't seen Frozen 2 either. I did not have time to go see that in the theaters because I was very busy filming for school. But so I just saw it on Disney Plus, and I actually had a good time. So I watched that last night, and today I saw Mulan. But yes, I should revisit the Shining. I haven't seen it in a long time, and it's a really good film. I also watched Contagion, which is very relevant to what was going on right now. And yep, definitely time to watch films, right? As long as we don't talk, The Fall of Skywalker. Yeah, that movie is also available on. It is available on the Disney Plus channel right now. Okay, so now we're going to talk about the Black Widow. Okay, so the same situation over here with Black Widow. Let's see the news. So Marvel Black Widow movie postponed due to beer bug. Let's say beer bug. The latest Marvel movie was meant to hit the theaters May 1. So I think the reason that they are doing that, it's that even if when the city opens again and life goes back to normal, I think they're going to hold on movie theaters until it's extremely safe. And, you know, this is something that I'm pretty sure that Disney is expecting to make a ton of money, and they spend a ton of money, and I think they're going to hold this for the movies. There was a lot of talk, and some people were talking about this movie coming out as a Disney Plus thingy, but I don't see that happening. You know, I think they want to. This is kind of like those movies that is definitely going to make a lot of money, and if you just throw it on Disney Plus, you're already paying for subscriptions. Who knows? I mean, I don't know. To be quite honest, I know that Bob Iger wanted to grow Disney Plus, and perhaps a way to do so was bringing a movie that is not in the theaters, and perhaps a lot of people will sign up to watch it. So perhaps that will be a way to do it. But I just think that this is still going to be held for the movies, you know. Let's see what this article is saying over here. This is the CNET. So the release of Disney Black Widow movie has been postponed because of health concerns surrounding the beer bug. The film, a prequel for Scarlett Johansson's Marvel Cinematic Universe character, Natasha Romanoff, is the latest to be delayed due to the pandemic. Originally scheduled for May 1st, Black Widow being pushed back to an unspecified date. It follows the closures of many movie theaters nationwide and essential shutting down of several cities. Disney has also postponed its other May releases, The Personal History of David Copperfield and The Woman in the Window, confirmed in an email to press. The final trailer is dropped on March 9, and the film will see Johansson return alongside new stars. Don't even know who this person is, and David Harbour. These are the other films that were delayed. I think I already made a video about it. So James Bond, No Time to Die, Fast and Furious, delayed, Mulan, X-Men spin-off, The New Mutants. That one, this movie I think is never going to come out because this movie gets delayed so many times. A Quiet Place 2, and many more to come, I guess. It really is going to depend how we recover, you know, from all of this. So what do you guys think? Now, I have a question for you guys before I go and read about George R. R. Martin's blog. Would you pay money to watch Black Widow on Disney Plus or any other platform? If, let's say, they created a platform where you can watch it online and pay for it, as perhaps they'll charge the same as the movie theater would charge. Would you pay for it? I can give you my answer. I think I would, because it would be kind of like, as long as they're not charging a crazy amount of money. If they're charging like a movie theater amount, I would pay to watch it, because I really love Natasha and I really love Scarlett Johansson, and I'm excited to watch this film. So I would. How about you? I mean, I know a lot of people now are going to be home, so people are going to have time. Let me see what you guys saying over here. Hey Viv, what movie really got you into movies? Did you say you were in school? What are you studying? I'm in grad school. Yes, I already have 2 degrees, and now I'm in grad school for cinematography, which is that person that works very close to the director to make sure everything you see from Basic is the person in charge of the cameras, the lenses, the way the movie looks, is the person that shoots and films the movie. So that's what I'm going to school for. So I'm in film school right now, which is heavily hands-on, which really sucks right now because basically there's nothing we can do online because we are always with our hands on cameras and making films and making shorts. And now we can't because we can't meet as a group, which is really annoying, and we can't be on the studio. So yes, this is what I'm studying then. Laughing out loud. Don't know what you're laughing at. Is Frozen 2 on Disney Plus? Yes. Yes, Cinema Queen, it is. I just watched yesterday. I was surprised too. So I think there's a lot of things that are coming to Disney Plus early because now Disney know that a lot of people are going to be home not doing anything. So yeah. Dr. Film, have you heard of a channel called Crypt TV? That channel has got some interesting horror content. It's like the Dark Universe, but better and original. So it's called Crypt TV. No, I have never heard. And Dr. Film, I will check it out. Thanks. I'm not a big horror, like watching horror, because I'm scared, which is so stupid. I know how movies are made. I don't know. I'm so scared, but it gets to me and then I can't sleep. So I like making horror films, but I don't really like watching them. Does that make sense? But yes, but I'll check it out. No, I didn't know about it. Thanks for the tip. I really hope Bill and Ted new film doesn't get pushed back. Oh yeah, there's that as well, right? I wonder if they were done with production. If they're done with production, then it's a different case scenario because then everything goes to an online version where people will just, it will not going to be a lot of people, would just be the director and the editor editing the film. And if they have visual effects, they could just, this could be done through computers. So if they're done with production, then I don't think it will be delayed unless there's I don't know, a problem with it's going to depend of, first of all, when the date was supposed to come out and what's the deal with all the movies that are going to be delayed right now, because first you have so many movies being delayed and other dates have already been picked by other studios. So studios are very smart when they choose the date for the movie to come out because they want to make sure that their movie are the one that is going to shine. Like they don't want to put Black Widow with a movie that could potentially outshine the film. You know, they're very smart when they pick the dates. And now because everything is being changed, you know, I don't really know. It's the same situation. Did you see my latest video with Bloodshot film? So the Bloodshot, I think it's a movie that would not have done so bad if it didn't come out now because it's Vin Diesel. And it's the kind of movie that is just like turn your brain off and have fun. It's not a great film, but it's not the worst either. It's entertaining, but because of bad marketing from Sony and because of it came out in the worst possible time right now, the movie had no chance. So they have to make sure. It really is going to depend how long things go back to normal, and then I guess that's a conversation we can find out later on, I guess. Hey, Viv, no shame with being scared of horror films. I got so scared of horror films. Me too. I had terrified, yeah. Cinematography is incredible. Looking forward to great things you create. My relative is a movie director from the LDS church, and just to see him in his element with camera is amazing. I know. To be honest with you, filmmaking is not a very easy profession because hours are very long. And think about it, you don't really have a 9 to 5 routine. Like you could be filming 5 a.m. because you need to get a sunset somewhere, or you need to be working at 4 a.m. because, you know, but just the fact when you're working long hours or you're working on something that you really love, I think people are very blessed that are able to do that, you know, because there's nothing worse than being stuck on a job that you hate. I don't think I'd pay movie theater amount. So that was for my question, right? Actually, guys, you guys didn't answer my question. Would you pay money to watch Black Widow online somewhere? if they charge a movie ticket price. Because right now, let's say if they threw, because here in New York, movie tickets are very expensive. I don't know where you are, but here it's like 17 bucks, 17 bucks. So it's like 20 bucks to watch a movie. I usually like to buy, I have the New York ID, and you can get discounts with that. And you can buy it online, and you buy like 4 tickets for 40 bucks or something like that. So you get cheaper tickets. So that's what I usually do. But if you want to go straight to the movies over here, it's like 17, 20 bucks. It's really expensive. But if they charge, because this is a brand new film, right? If they charge something like 15 bucks, a new released Black Widow, I probably will pay for it. I think I would. I wouldn't pay to watch any Disney movie anymore. They care more about agenda than anything else. Well, unfortunately, that is true, and that is a reflection on the people that they hire. For instance, they are hiring people to work on Star Wars that don't understand Star Wars, and they don't even care. Just do whatever you want. Who cares about mythologies? Just make believe. Even one of the guys was on Twitter posting some stuff, even saying like this is fantasy, it's a bunch of bullshit that we consume, even calling like Star Wars as if like clearly these people don't have love for the story, nor they care. I think they just think that Star Wars is this nerdy thing that they have to work on, and they could uh, just invent whatever they want. But it doesn't really work like that. You could totally see films that are made by people that really love the material. Those movies are way better, than, I mean, I guess, yeah. Talking about Star Wars is very bitter for me. I used to consider Star Wars one of my favorite franchises to watch, and right now I'm like, I don't even know. I know. I mean, we still have the George Lucas films, but it's just like I need to take a break from Star Wars for now. I'm still watching the Clone Wars, and I'm enjoying them. But it's still, and the Mandalorian was amazing, but there's a bitter taste talking about Star Wars after what they did, especially now. We really needed a good Star Wars film now. I think releasing them digitally same day as a theatrical release will take off as a result of the outbreak. I think will eventually be the norm. Uh, but Black Widow doesn't come out until May, so hopefully, I don't know. I mean, they're already announcing that it will be delayed, so I guess they're just they're gonna have to come up with something right now, to they need to figure something out because studios do not like losing money. Hello, how are you? 17 plus tax IMAX is 25 per person. Oh wow, that is expensive. That is expensive. Black Widow can be released directly on Disney Plus. I don't think it will. I think there's no way. After Disney did an awful job on Star Wars, I'd rather get the movie secondhand. The Rise of Skywalker is actually available on Disney Plus as well, you guys. Don't know if you know about it, but yes, it is available. I would pay closer to a rental price at home. When I go to a movie theater, I'm paying for that. Big screen, surround sound, and full experience. Totally get what you mean. And yes, watching movies at home is definitely not the same experience as in the theater. I mean, it's not going to be that dark unless you have a setting that looks like that. You're not going to have the same type of sound. Also, the reaction from the crowd. It's very sad, but yeah, I totally understand what you mean. I think that, but if they put it out there for like 10 bucks, I'd pay 10 bucks. If it was more than that, maybe even 15. If there was more than that, I'd probably give it a second thought. And but the problem with releasing these films online, you guys, is this, and this is why I think that they're not going to do it. It's because you can pirate the movie so easily if it's on Disney Plus. Someone can just record it and throw it online, and there's no way for them to stop it. And that means they'll be losing so much money. I don't think they would do that. Disney is great for writing Star Wars fan fiction. Correct. Good low-key movies to watch while on lockdown. The Postcard Killings, Identity, The Train to Busan. I don't know this film. The Perfection, Eli. I seen Eli. Is that with what's his name? Denzel Washington, right? Is that the one? The Autopsy of Jane Doe. Is this all joke? Etc. I don't know. I've never heard of this. Star Wars fans lost when Disney made it, lost our hearts and hype for everyone. So true. Okay, so now we're going, since we're done with all of this production, so we talked about The Batman, The Witcher, and Black Widow. We're going to move on to George R. Martin. So another guy that writes fantasy, right? And I don't know if you guys were a fan of Game of Thrones. I was big fan. You know, I'm so impressed with what they did with the show. And now I'm not talking about the latest season. Game of Thrones was something that is absolutely crazy what they were able to do for a TV type of show. Like shows that goes on TV, they never, very rarely they'll become such a big deal. Like, you know, just look back at TV shows that really like are known everywhere around the world. You have Friends. I know Americans would have way more because it's American, but like around the world, everyone knows Friends, for instance. So that was kind of like a big deal. And then you have like Game of Thrones. What they did with Game of Thrones is that every single episode, when it's just kind of, it was like watching a movie. You know, the production, the scale. It's something I've never seen. You know, it was so huge. And then they messed it up towards the end because David and Dan decided to rush everything because they were done. They were burned out, they were tired, and they were also so selfish that instead of giving the work to somebody else, because they didn't want somebody else's name attached to it, they just did a very poor job. And I don't know if you guys remember, at the time they were supposed to be transferred to Star Wars. So they were supposed to be creating the new Star Wars trilogy, which never happened. That didn't happen because also I think Star Wars dropped them, or they dropped Star Wars because Netflix gave them a bigger deal. So that clearly showed that these guys are only in for the money. They never cared about anything. They had a mind gold with Game of Thrones, and they completely destroyed everything. At the very last season, you know, I remember how much fun it was to talk about Game of Thrones. Every single person was talking about it. I remember coming home and so excited to watch it until, well, they completely destroyed. So let's see what is George saying over here. So right now, to be honest with you, Game of Thrones is kind of dead and buried for me. I don't think I want to go back and watch it again. And the reason why I don't want to go back and watch it again, it's because it left that sour taste. It's the same thing with Star Wars. When it's something that you really love and you're really excited and you really care for the characters, and then they mess the story up, it becomes a bit sour. And I think I don't even want to hear about it. You know, I don't care anymore. They messed it up. I don't know how they're going to fix it. If you guys have been around my channel for a long time, you probably see all my rant videos. I had many rant videos, and I think I did for season 8. I reviewed every single episode, and I started off so happy, and then I was like, problems were happening, and by towards the middle and end, I'm basically yelling. I was so mad because it felt like a huge waste of time. You know, 10 years we've been watching this show, and then at the very end, they just completely destroy the story, and they don't even care to whatever. But anyways, apparently, let's have a look. So this is the man that created the whole thing. Funny that this guy's named George, right? What's up with all the Georges? The Georges, you know, George Lucas is a genius, and then you have this one over here. But he had not finished the end of Game of Thrones, so technically we still don't know how it's going to end. Apparently, he gave David and Dan just the plot points. sort of, but now he can change things, especially now when he saw the people's reaction. I hated that end, still bitter in my mouth. But let's see what he's saying over here. We can read this together. A strange day. So this is March 17th. Today, he posted this today at 3 p.m. Whoa. Strange days are upon us. As Asian as I am, I cannot recall ever having lived through anything like the past few weeks. We are taking steps here in New Mexico like everywhere else. Meow Wolf is closed. A wise precaution given the huge size of the crowds that customarily gather daily to see the house of the eternal return. MW draws people from all over the country, indeed all over the world. It is very much a hands-on exhibit where visitors are encouraged to touch everything and go everywhere. Shutting it down promptly was a good move, definitely, yeah. As of today, I am also closing the cinema. I don't even know how to say that. The GCC only has a seating capacity of 130, and we achieve that no more than 3 or 4 times a year. Attendance at the theater and bar is usually well below the state mandated capability of 50. Even so, why take chances? Correct. I prefer the ERR on the side of caution. So we're shutting down the theater until April 15th, and which time we will take the stock and reevaluate. Honestly, I have no idea where things will stand in Santa Fe, New Mexico, and the US, or the world in a month's time. So true, George, so true. Things have been changing so fast. I know. I believe at the beginning of the month, I was talking to my mom about the bugbear virus. And I remember, I don't know if you guys remember, a few weeks ago, I had a cold, but what I had was like a sinus infection. And my mom was like, "Oh, you concerned that I had?" I'm like, "Mom, it didn't arrive in here. This was only weeks ago. And now look where we are." These things with like viruses are really not a joke. And especially now with airplanes, man, it's incredible how this spread. Like it's like we're living on a movie. Seriously. Today I was walking on the street because I had to go get water, and like everything is just so quiet. It's surreal that this is New York City and it's like this. Everything closed. It's crazy. But come on, George, I need you to talk about your damn book. So let's continue, guys. I am also shutting down my nonprofit, blah, 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 for the duration. Stagecoach customarily hosts classes and workshops in various aspects of film, television production for kids aspiring to have careers in the entertainment industry, but we don't have having any while the beer bug is still raging. Okay, despite the shutdown, we'll continue to pay our employees. Okay, good for you. I mean, I guess you have tons of money, right? We are keeping our bookstore for the time being. Okay, books never has more than a handful of customers at one time. Okay, I don't want to read the whole thing. Come on. Meanwhile, however, our mail order will remain open. Okay, so you can actually order books, and he has the link over there. Okay, for those of you who may be concerned for me personally, okay, I want to see this. Yes, I am aware that I am very much in the most vulnerable population given my age and physical condition, but I feel fine at the moment and we are taking all sensible precautions. I am off by myself in a remote, isolated location, attended by one of my staff, and I'm not going into town or seeing anyone. Truth be told, I am spending more time in Westeros than in the real world, writing every day. So these are the great news. Maybe this time this guy will, come on, George, will finish the books and will give us a real ending. Because I think things went south, right, in the movie theaters. Because in the movie theaters, I'm just crazy. Things went south because David and Dan did not have a source material anymore, and they destroyed the series. But this good news over here, things are pretty grim in the Seven Kingdoms, but maybe not as grim as they may become here. Some days watching the news, I cannot help feeling as if we are all now living in a science fiction novel. But not, alas, the sort of science fiction novel that I dreamed of living in when I was a kid. The one with the cities on the moon, colonies on Mars, household robots programmed with the 3 laws and flying cars. I never killed the pandemic stories half so well. I never liked. Why did I say killed? Let us hope we all come through this safe and sound. Stay well, my friends. Better be safe than sorry. And then he put a little thingy over here how to wash your hands. So this is George R.R. Martin. So now he says that he's basically what he said over here is that he is indeed quarantined and that he's working on the books. So that is a great thing. I'm going to see what you guys are saying on the chat over here. Hey, beautiful Vivian, what's up? By the way, has anyone ever told you that you have an incredible sexy voice? No, no, I don't think so. I think accents are awesome. Hold up my house like everyone fellow New York is. Yes, you too. Take care. Take very good care of yourself. We all need to be very careful right now. Hi, Viv. Hello. Martin will never finish this series. Well, now he has no excuse. He's locked in home. And he just said it over there. So he posted this today at 3 p.m. And he said that he is spending all of his time on Westeros. So he's definitely, he has no, I believe that this is definitely the time for him to finish it. You know, he's not distracted with TV series. He can't go out. He's under the vulnerable people that he cannot catch these fires. You know, it could be deadly to him. So I'm glad to hear that finally he's actually telling us that he's working on the books. So this is good news. I just wanted to share with you guys. I know a lot of you have been following me ever since I did the Game of Thrones reviews, but we haven't really had any Game of Thrones related news. So there was nothing to talk about it. But those are the news that I've never watched Game of Thrones. Good for you, Mancini, because trust me, it did not end well, you know, especially we spent so many hours watching a series and it's completely unsatisfying at the end. Poor George, what a mess they made. Yeah. I love Game of Thrones books and wonder if George can make the last 2 books bring back the core fans. I think, you know, Chila, I think that this is a very valid question. I think it is a definitely yes. And the reason why I think it's a yes, it's because a lot of people think that the fans were angry what they did to Daenerys. I don't want to spoil it to people that haven't seen it, perhaps want to see it, but let's say I think people were angry with the way it ended. But I think, yes, we were angry with the way it ended, but we were angry because it ended in a way that it was completely not satisfying. Like they did something to a character at the end that they did not build to that moment. And they just, it was just every single character had the worst possible ending. I just never seen that. I've never seen an ending feel so unsatisfying. I don't even want to get back to those feelings because right now we need happy. John, thank you so much for the super chat. How are you doing? Hope you're keeping safe. Hi, Vivian. Como está? Stay inside. I feel like I'm in prison home. Yes, same to you. Take care. And I know I said that at the beginning of my live. That is really, I really don't like this feeling of having to stay home. I am in New York because I like the lifestyle. I like that life is always, you're never bored here, but now we kind of have to find ways to entertain ourselves at home, watching films. And sometimes it's going to be a good time for me to read a book because I feel like I haven't had time to even read a book. And now you can't be outside or working projects. You can't basically do anything. But yes, my friends, stay safe. And we're going to go through this together. Okay, let's see what else are you guys saying here. I believe the beer bug is man-made, like AIDS. I don't know. It could be, but at the same time, what we were told is that it came from bats and another combination of another animal, wild animal, that they should not be together. I'm pretty sure a lot of you know that there's a lot of illegal consumption of wild animals in some places in China. Throughout Asia, to be honest, like I think Thailand as well. And this is something that it's not the entire Chinese population that does it. It's only certain markets that do it. And I did some research on it. It's mostly people that have money, because this is not something that the everyday person has access to, because they're expensive. And apparently you can go to these markets and you can buy these exotic animals, you can eat, that you can do basically whatever you want with these animals. And so far it appears that it came from that. So I guess we'll know very soon. That sucks. Hey Viv, all these places they're taking extra precaution with cleaning are confusing. Shouldn't they have been doing this regardless of a virus? Sure, but I think what they mean by extra precautions, that, for instance, a hotel is not wiping every single time someone touches the counter. Like they probably clean it at the beginning, maybe sometime in the middle of the day, and maybe before they leave they'll wipe it again. But now I think what they mean by that is that they need to do it every 10 minutes, every 5 minutes. I don't know, because each person that touches the surface could be carrying it. And the thing is, like, this damn thing stays on surfaces as well, not for very long, but still stays on surfaces. But I still believe that I think that they were saying that it's mostly like the physical contact, if you're close to someone, and when someone coughs, that's where the virus stays. Let's say if the surface is here, someone cough on it, that's how it will stay there. But yeah, definitely the extra cleaning is just it must be a nightmare. But now they have to close everything anyways, right? MKF30, I don't think it's man-made, mutated variety version of the flu. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. I don't, as far as that, I don't know where it comes from. All I wanted gone. Game of Thrones was rushed. Yes, definitely was. Houston has shut down, but at least I'm working from home and getting paid. Oh, good for you. Good for you. I'm happy for you, because a lot of people are not able to do that, and it kind of sucks. Like people that work in the hospitality industry, for instance, the hotels and restaurants, they all closed. Even like cinemas. Imagine if the amount of people that are out of jobs right now, and not everyone would be able. Yeah, so I'm very glad that at least you're good. Mark Corp, the government is sending out checks to everyone in about 2 weeks. Yes, I heard something about that. I'm not really sure how that's going to work, but yeah. Ay. John, stop eating bats, rats, and monkeys. This is not Temple of Doom. Totally agree. That's the first thing that came to my mind. I definitely agree with that. Like I said, this is not something that the entire population has access to. It's very expensive, but seriously, eating bats is just ugh. Gotta go. See you guys. Stay safe. Thank you, Dr. Film, for stopping by. Wonder how they're handling the virus in jails and prisons with staff, since jails are one of the most nastiest places to begin with. Well, no one in there will get the virus if they don't have any contact with people from outside. So if they stop the visits, which I think they already have, that's one way to avoid transmission. The other way to avoid transmission would be having the guards, the police officers, wearing either masks all the time and gloves, because I think the only people that could bring this to the inside would be the police officers that are in contact with them. But other than that, they're pretty isolated from society anyways. And I think they closed the visit. So yeah, hopefully, I don't know, man. It's crazy to see what's going on right now. They shut down the soccer leagues around the world. I know, it kind of sucks for who loves soccer and sports in general, right? Funny enough, animal consumption is leading to viruses for people. I know, this is the one thing that I actually don't understand. These markets that are causing this virus, they are already illegal. And that's why only the very few are able to access, because like I said, to get a wild animal, it's not everyone that has the money for that. So it's not the entire of China that is eating that. It's just a certain amount of people that have access to these things, that have that kind of money to deal with any sort of that. So the government had already banned this, but then they made it legal again. So the thing is, like, the Chinese government needs to really understand that this is not the first time that viruses came from animals. They should not be putting wild animals from Africa, from Brazil, from here and there all together. These animals have different habitats and they all carry different disease, and they should, and not only that, they're in terrible conditions. It's just, I don't even like to think about it. It's just awful. Hopefully this will be another warning, and hopefully they'll stop this for good. Yeah. Costa Rica, they've closed the borders. Only citizens and residents can enter, but must follow a 14-day quarantine. Yeah. Things are getting real. I'm crying right now with all the sports shut down, March Madness. I know. It's my moneymaker. I'm sorry. I know it kind of sucks, but we will get through this. So now the last news that I wanted to talk to you guys. How long have we been on? Has it been an hour already? Yeah, an hour. So we're probably going to hold this for another 20 to 30 minutes or so. I'm going to read the last news, and then we're just going to stay on a chat for a little bit, and then that's it for today. So the other news that I wanted to talk to you guys is Emilia Clarke complaining. So this is going to continue the conversation on Game of Thrones. So now we know that George is working on the books. And obviously, Emilia Clarke, along with all the actors, were throwing hints out there before the season 8 came out. And I don't know if you were one of those, when actors are throwing hints like that, it's because they know something is up. They know. And I think Emilia Clarke, by contract, could not say it out loud. I really hate what they did to my character. But you could tell the disappointment in her face in interviews. You could tell Kit Harington's disappointment when people ask him how is the Game of Thrones going to end? How is the ending? He basically said disappointing. Why would he say that? He didn't like it either. Nobody liked that ending. I think every single person, they might not have said it with clear words, but most they knew they didn't like it. So Emilia Clarke explained why she's annoyed with Game of Thrones ending. So as we get more distance from the underwhelming Game of Thrones series finale, the slow drip of truth continues to trickle out the cast. I'm reading this together, guys, because I actually did not read this. So let's see what she's saying. Back in September, Emilia Clarke claimed that fan blowback was profoundly flattering. Even its negativity, as it showed the investment of the show's fans. I mean, I don't know if you guys know, but there's over 1 million people that signed a petition for HBO to redo the ending. Obviously, we know that they weren't going to do it, but that's just to press a point of how many people were upset and disappointed with the ending. I, for instance, could have bought the DVDs after that ending. I don't want to even going to go near that. I don't want to watch it. I don't want to touch it. I just no. What a waste of my time. Now, in an interview about the finale, Clarke has taken off the gloves. That sounds cool. Let's see what she's saying. Speaking about Daenerys' ending, which saw her murdered by her nephew and lover, Jon Snow, Clarke said, I felt for her. I really felt for her. And yeah, I was annoyed that Jon Snow didn't have to deal with something. He got away with murder, literally. I wouldn't say he didn't have to deal with anything, because he did. I mean, he's gonna be depressed for the rest of his life, and it's not like he's out having fun. I don't know. I just think it was a sour ending for everyone. But I understand what she's meaning over here. But at the same time, what they did to her character, they did make her character become a psychopath at the end and murder the entire city. So I mean, she got what she deserved technically, but he didn't. I actually think both of them should have died, at least do a Romeo Juliet sort of thing. I think that would have been more pleasing. I mean, what they did to Jon Snow is just terrible. The guy was supposed to be the hero, and they just like completely made him irrelevant towards the very end. He didn't get to like kill the Night King, and then he has to kill Daenerys, and then he's exiled to the coldest place on earth, and everyone is so depressing. And I think they interviewed Tormund, the actor, not long ago, and people kind of ask a question for fun, right? Do you think that Jon Snow is having fun with Tormund? And I think he said Jon Snow is broken for life. So basically all the actors, they know, I guess each of the fans interpret the end the way that they see fit, but technically, even coming from the actors, the ending was not happy for him either. It's not like he's out having fun. He's broken for life, and even Tormund said that on the interview, and so did Kit Harington. But Daenerys, I mean, of course, that Emilia Clarke has to, you're always going to be on the side of your character. I mean, if I was playing Daenerys, I wouldn't want to, the end of Daenerys' stories, she turns to a genocide of innocent civilians in pursuit of the Iron Throne, came as a shock to many. It came as a shock because of the way they did it. In one episode, she's saving humanity. The other one, she's murdering them. For Clarke, who had known about the ending years in advance, described the conclusion of the show as like coming out of a bunker. So she went on to add, I knew how I felt when I first read it, and I tried at every turn not to consider too much what other people might say, but I did always consider what the fans might think. And she was right. The people went on mad rants after episode 7. And then episode 8, people were like yelling on the internet. Like, there's so many people. I was mad. I was one of those. It's just polite, isn't it? Oh, wait, because we did it for them, and they were the ones who made us successful. So it's just polite, isn't it? So she was worried about what the fans were going to think. Yeah, I agree with her. Despite Clarke's thoughtful approach to fan investment, fans were the remain vocally dissatisfied about the final season of the show, and included a petition to remake the season with competent writers. I remember this is still going strong at over 1.8 million signatures. This is almost 2 million people pissed off at the end. This is, oh my God. While the fallout continues to be felt for the showrunners, David and Dan, who admitted late last year they were making things up as they went along. Oh, I hate this, guys. I hate this scene so much. I hate this. This is stupid. She will never be there on guard. And how just so stupid. Clarke joined the fans in the frustration, saying that the truncated final season could have been spun out for longer. She also echoed fan frustration about the show's prioritization of big budget battles, saying that the show needed more dialogue, while adding, I know there's no dialogue, just no dialogue, like, she's my queen, I don't wanna, she's my queen, I don't wanna. Almost there, guys. Then I'll go back to the chat, okay? She also echoed, okay, I read it. It was all about the set pieces. I think the sensational nature of the show was possibly given a huge amount of airtime because that makes sense. Clarke admitted she was frustrated that Daenerys didn't get a happy ending, but described the show as a gift for her as an actor. Of course, I mean, gave her a ton of money and gave her, I mean, she's known now because of the show. She's forever going to be the mother of dragons. When asked if she was happy the show ended when it did, she described happy as a funny world, adding, the show was so big, I was small cog in a very, very, very big machine. While the show gave Clarke an impenetrable structure, she admitted that being a cog isn't always for the best. Doing a show so many people had opinions about doesn't serve your creativity on any level. Up next, Clarke is starring on the West End in a much smaller project, a modernization of Chekhov's The Seagull. Oh, that's interesting. Maybe theater's audience will be a little less intense. Okay, now I'm going to go back to the chat. And there you have it, you guys. So she, she was clearly not happy. They totally messed up her character, and I freaking hated it. Even if I start thinking about it, I hate it. I hated what they did to her. She did not deserve that. And if they wanted to do that way, it should have been more explained way earlier. It was so annoying. Uh, do you like the Yankees, Viv? Yeah, I don't really care. To be honest with you, yeah, baseball is my least favorite sport. I don't like slow-paced sports. For me, the only sports that I like are sports that are like really fast, like basketball, volleyball, even football. It's more exciting for me. Not really into baseball, but yeah, sure, I like the Yankees. I guess the main, but the Mets. I don't. Nothing is the Mets either. Here in São Paulo, people are starting to lose their minds because of the bug beard. Hopefully, they're not losing their minds, but they're taking precautions. I mean, do what you can. Save this because this is already out over here because people are insane and they don't think of the others. But just take care, guys. Season 8 of Game of Thrones, what Rise of Skywalker is to Star Wars. Absolutely. Couldn't have said it much better. So true. Think I'm going to watch Bloodshot when it comes to the internet. Do you recommend it? Sure. I don't see it. I just be prepared because it's a movie to turn your brain off. Don't expect great storyline or amazing acting, anything like that. It's basically testosterone fights, CGI. It's just kind of like dumb fun entertainment, and that's all. It's just a movie for you. Like at some point in the movies, even I was on my phone for a little bit. I don't know why. I think it's because someone sent me a text, but like it's I definitely recommend because especially if you like Vin Diesel, but don't expect too much. We'll watch The Invisible Man. Looks awesome. And The Hunt eventually. Just see how stupid it is. Heard it bombed. Well, now we will never know if it bombed or not because there's no way to accurate. There's no way to be accurate as far as the deal with the box office. It's the same what happened with Bloodshot. The movies theaters are shut down. So these movies were out for one weekend. And based on that, they did not make a lot of money. But at the same time, it was also close to the virus already being here. So there was fear. So you can't really accurately tell. And now I don't know. This is one of my questions that I have. Will these movies go back to the theaters when the theaters reopen? Who knows? I love Daenerys Targaryen. She's my baby. I loved her too, man. That's why I was so pissed at that show, what they did to her. I think she was so awesome flying the damn dragon. She was amazing. I hate what they did to her characters. It was terrible. Couldn't have been worse ending than The Sopranos or Lost. Oh, trust me, it was worse. It was definitely worse. The Sopranos at least made a little bit of sense. This one made absolutely, the characters became completely different characters at the very end. And Lost is kind of like leaves you hanging, right? It doesn't give you like a clear answer. But if I were to choose, I think Game of Thrones is the winner as far as the worst TV series finales ever. I've never seen anything so bad. Guys, so now it's time for us to chat a little bit, and then I'm going to stop the stream so we can just talk about whatever. And let's see what you're saying. The Hunt is based on a real game called The Most Dangerous Game. Really creepy stuff, and also it's titled to prequel film. Okay, I haven't heard much about The Hunt. If it's like a horror stuff, it's probably that's why, because it's not my favorite genre. But I mean, I guess I'll check it out, right? Now I don't even know when we're going to be able to check this movies out. Like, what's going to happen to Bloodshot now? You know, Varys was pissed. Oh yes, I have tons of Game of Thrones video, guys, and I made a lot of like really fun. I use videos as well where you can see that the actors were pissed. I have a lot of video ranting. I ranted about Game of Thrones so much that I was like, it was on my mind constantly when that happened. I couldn't believe my mind how people that I paid millions and millions and millions of money are able to screw something up so big at that level. You know, like I know that not everyone was going to be super happy with it. It's always going to be people, because we have different opinions, but everyone saying that it was terrible at that level. And the outrage online, I've never seen that. So there's a group of rich liberals who kidnapped conservatives, then hunt them. That's crazy if it's true. I don't know anything about that. I don't know anything about politics either. JJ is awful at endings. Yes. JJ is definitely terrible at endings. Now we know, right? But I don't really, but to be fair, it doesn't seem that he was involved with the ending of Lost. I think he had already left, but some of his team was still involved. I don't think he was, at least that's what Jeremy from Geeks and Gamer told me, because he knew. I don't know if he's right or not. The Night King got, Andren, the Night King got pinched in the back by one of the Dragon Glass during the fight and died. Joffrey got out of poison. Yeah, it is absolutely disgusting ending, man. Every single character. I like his job on Star Trek movies. They were better, I thought initially, but Star Trek. Are you talking about J.J. Abrams here? I'm assuming, right? Ben is saying, watch the Rise of Skywalker behind the scenes clip on Luke Skywalker. Daisy and Mark politely trash Luke's character in The Last Jedi and praise how the old Luke got to be back. Star Wars Coffee YouTube channel has it. The behind the scenes? Okay, I'll check that out. I didn't know about that. Chegou nessa bagaça. Rafael, that's my brother on the chat. What's up? How are you doing, dude? Are you taking care? Are you hoarding toilet paper there at home? Are you hoarding this? Are you buying tons of this? I watched Bloodshot a week before it came out. VIP tickets, haha. But all action. But like Viv said, don't expect much. Yes, that's exactly what I said. It's just action. And the CGI is not the best. It's just like some points, like you can totally see, like, you know, those things that you go, that's totally CGI. Like, I like when the CGI is so good that I cannot even tell, is that CGI or not? But yeah, don't expect too much. Do you think we will see Baby Yoda and more active in The Mandalorian 2? Maybe season 3? Absolutely. He became a sensation, and he's a Disney gold mine right now, for sure. Everyone is watching The Mandalorian and getting into Star Wars because of The Mandalorian. I actually was watching, oops, an accident happened here. Did not mean for that to happen. But I watched a YouTuber the other day. I forgot her name, and she was doing reactions to all the Star Wars movies because she got into because of The Mandalorian. So I think that is definitely a big deal for Disney, and that's all because of Baby Yoda. And also not only Baby Yoda, I think The Mandalorian himself, it's a really cool character. When they stopped showing Daenerys in nude, that was the beginning of the end. No, I totally disagree. That was Emilia Clarke's choice. I don't think that has. I think it's also because there's only so much an actor wants to. It's very. No, I completely disagree. I think that has a lot to do with the story as well. You don't need to. I think the way that they did to her on season 1, even I think Jason Momoa was the one that had to kind of step up for her on set because they're taking advantage of her. You can read, she talks about it actually on a podcast, and I just think you must be extremely comfortable for an actor to have to do certain things like that. Because you have to understand, guys, it's not only the cameraman and the director. There's like 20 people in there, all like this. Someone doing like the sound. There's just no. Shouldn't Daenerys and Jon both die saving their kingdom against the Night King? Yes, that would have been a much better ending. Would have liked to have seen Tyrion and Sansa beat Cersei. Yes, another thing, we didn't get any of that, or even a confrontation of Daenerys and Cersei. They never see face to face. There's so many wrong. Oh my God, it's terrible show. Terrible what they did. Yeah, best season ever. Sheesh. Dumb Tyrion is the worst twist ever. I know. Like, this character is like the brainiest of them all. And you're like, what was... I know. See, it's just so much, right, guys? So much. Didn't like the sloppy ending. Yes, I didn't like it either. I was pissed. Okay, so clips and reviews. Hey, do you like Lost in Space, the new Netflix show? I saw the first season, and I think it's entertaining. I'm not a big fan, to be honest. I just think it's an okay show. It's not something that I'm like, I need to watch the other episode. Like, I'm not, I could tell you I'm not hooked. I could watch it whatever when I'm bored or things like that. So I think it's an okay show. I think I see the old Lost in Space. I'm not trying to remember. But yeah, I did see season 1 and I started watching season 2. But like I said, I'm not hooked. So I watch it here and there. Viv, you are a Jason Bourne fan since Hollywood is about to put pause on it with talks of a remake. Oh, really? Don't tell me that. I didn't even know about that. Everything that they remake, it's just not good. Oh, yeah. What else are you guys saying over here? Oh, someone wants to know about my romantic life. Maybe that's going to be a situation for another chat. What's up, Tony? You're here almost towards our end of our chat. They ruined Jamie. Yeah, they ruined Jamie. They ruined Jon Snow. They ruined Daenerys. They ruined Cersei. They ruined Tyrion. They ruined every single character. I think every single fan was pissed because every single character I liked did not have a satisfying ending. I'm fine in Brazil. Everything is good. Today, first person died in the hospital. Yeah, I heard that, but in the whole nation, right? Not only in where you are. So at least Brazil is huge. So I know it's not a lot of cases, but people should start taking things serious, What about Picard? Okay, Picard, it comes into the Star Trek territory, which I can tell you, I am not a Star Trek fan for some reason, and I can't explain. It's another thing that my dad was a fan, but I didn't get into. And I don't know why. So two things that my dad is a big fan, because everything that I really became a massive fan is through my dad, because we would watch all these movies together, all these great action films, and most of it I loved it, but I could never get into James Bond, and I could never get into Star Trek. I don't know why. I can't explain it. I love Star Wars. I can talk about Star Wars for forever, but nothing really Star Trek. I get bored. I don't know why. But Picard, I know it's a new show, and I know he went completely Hollywood woke, right? With a fake narrative that they care. So that's what I heard, because I've been seeing Nerdrotics talking about it a lot, but I've never watched it. And even if I did, it would be hard for me to point out the mistakes or the problems, because like I said, I've never really followed Star Trek. I know the characters because of their popular and famous characters. But other than that, I've seen a few episodes here and there, but that's about it. I just finished reading the original 6 Frank Herbert Dune novels and enjoying first prequel. Oh my God, you guys, send me some books readings, because you know what? Now it's the time, right? That we're all stuck at home. It's a great thing to read. I should read more. I'm lazy to read, though. Because I even go to school for film. All I want to do is just watch things in films and movies. But, I used to read a lot in high school. My favorite thing in high school was reading. I read tons and tons. That's so many books. But now I don't know. I should go back to that habit. They ruined everything. They sure did. The real question is, who didn't they ruin? I know. They freaking ruined everything. The Night King was a joke. I was so pissed. I can't believe it. 10 years of our lives watching that show for this? Damn. To pass time. I say let them remake movies all they want. True fans always hold the truth of the movies we love in our hearts. That's true. Yeah, I guess that's true. But it's kind of annoying when the new generation are actually growing up with the worst versions of the film, like The Lion King. It's terrible that people, that new kids now are going to be growing up with the terrible live action instead of the animation. The animation was great. Hey sis, do I react to old movies like Lord of the Rings? What do you mean, like reacting entire film? Yeah. I actually just watched The Lord of the Rings. I know I always yell at the screen when I'm watching these movies that I really love, like The Lord of the Rings. Like I'm always like, yeah, like I root for the character. I'm really into it. So yeah, maybe that would be a good idea. The Boys is amazing. The Boys is pretty good show. No James Bond. How do I unsubscribe? Sorry, I don't hate it. I'm just not a fan. I'm not into it. I'll watch the movies, I'll review the films, but I'm not like a diehard. I think he's a cool character, but I'm not a diehard fan. That's it. Have you seen Battlestar Galactic? No, I have not. I have not. No. I like Star Trek, but Picard is awful. So I heard. Everyone that likes Star Trek really hates it. I think it's the same situation with Star Wars, right? But like I said, if I watched it, I'm not sure if I would find the problems because I don't really know the characters. What did they do? Is Spock on the show? Did they make fun of him like they did to Luke Skywalker? Ramsay Bolton died with respect with his wound hounds. One character didn't step on. Yeah, I mean, it was up to the points where they had the books. Even some stuff they did on when they didn't have the books, I wasn't too against it because you have to change some things for TV anyways. But it's just no, it's just not cool. Greetings from Phoenix. I sure enjoy your channel. Thank you so much, Desert. Hope you're keeping safe over there and hope everything is doing well for you. And all of you guys, hope all of you guys are keeping yourself safe from harm and, take all the precautions and we're going to be fine. Which is better, The Lord of the Rings or Harry Potter? The Lord of the Rings by far. I cannot even compare it. And I love the Harry Potter series. Love them. But I don't know if you know this, Mortal Kombat, but the Harry Potter, even the writer said that she based the writings on Tolkien's Lord of the Rings, like a lot. She got a lot of inspirations. That's why a lot of the characters are very similar. Like the Dementors from the Harry Potter are very kind of inspired by the Night Kings. No, is it called the Night King? I know there's a name. Damn, I just watched the movie the other day. But anyways, yes, I prefer. If I were to choose, I would choose the Lord of the Rings by far. However, I do like both series. I like the Harry Potter as well, but I definitely prefer the Lord of the Rings. I think it's a better movie as well, a better trilogy. I never thought of it as being woke, just different, I guess. I'm not sure. What are you talking about? Is it Doctor Who? I'm not sure what you're talking about. Lord of the Rings Extended Edition. I actually have it right here. Back there, I have the whole thing. See by the sign over there? Extended Edition, the boxes, right there. And I also have it. For some reason, the Return of the King DVD is messed up. When there's a part in the battle that always skip. So I had to buy an online version as well to watch that. It's really annoying. The Lord of the Rings versus Star Wars. It's hard to pick. I don't think they're the same thing. I think the Lord of the Rings is fantasy, but I think Star Wars is sci-fi space adventure. Is I don't know if I can pick between them two. But also, right now is easy to pick because, like I said, Star Wars has a sour taste because of the state that it is. So right now it's probably Lord of the Rings, but when it comes to the older films, the original trilogy, it's hard to pick. because I really love Star Wars. Lord of the Rings, best fantasy movie ever made. I hard to disagree. I kind of agree. Oh, cool, makes sense. Did you know George Lucas also took lots of inspiration from Tolkien? Yeah, not only Tolkien, but also the samurais, the Japanese culture. What those movies? I actually did watch a documentary. Yeah, that's even why if you really look at Darth Vader, the suit looks it kind of like looks a little bit like the shape of a samurai. Even like the everything. So yes, he did. It's definitely cool. Nice t-shirt. Damn. Guys, let me see how long have I been here. An hour and 36. I'm heading towards the end of this stream. The Hobbit. Laughing out loud. Yes, I have The Hobbit as well. The Hobbit was a little bit disappointing. Which movie director would you like to watch in person working on a movie set? Spielberg. Spielberg is the reason why I decided to study films. It's how I started loving films. You know, E.T. Although like the good time of Spielberg, Jaws is one of my favorite films. E.T., Indiana Jones series, Back to the Future series. It's just I really love Spielberg. I love his style, and I really would like to. And you know what? At my school, he was shooting West Side Story downstairs and now upstairs, and we all knew that Spielberg was in the building. I was dying to run into him, but I didn't. It's kind of annoying. Shame they'll never be able to adapt the Silmarillion as Peter Jackson cannot get the rights from Tolkien State. That sucks. That's the book that I'm actually trying to read right now. And now I probably will have time. I'm going to start getting to it. Okay, guys. I guess that is it for this chat today, for this live today. Thanks for everyone that stuck around with me for all of these topics today. Sometimes I'm going to be trying to do more frequent lives, and some of them are not going to have topics. We can just do like a chill where we just talk about whatever you guys want to talk. Viv, you are only a sci-fi fan, correct? So what genre of films are you into? Yes, I do love live sci-fi. I do, but it depends. Like, the Aliens, it's sci-fi. And I really love those films. So, yeah. I'm going to take a few more questions over here, and then I'm going to say goodbye. Do you enjoy DC animated movies? Yes, I try to watch all of them as much as I can. I have some over here. I don't know where they are. Doomsday. I have Doomsday. I think DC has the best animated series, to be honest. Better even than Marvel. I think Marvel did very good with the films, but DC, I think, is still king for animation. And Back to the Future reboot, I don't think it's going to happen because the author said it's not going to happen. He said he's not going to prostitute his baby, and those are the words that he used. So I do not think that it will happen as long as he's in charge of it. Obviously, who knows who's in charge? It all becomes who owns the rights to the movies, But if the person that is in charge is not willing to do it, there's no way that they can do it. So, and I don't think you can remake perfection. It's the same thing if you remake Jaws. There's no way to remake that movie. There's no way to remake the original Indiana Jones. There's no way to remake the original Star Wars. Isn't the same situation for Back to the Future. That to me is perfection. I should have guessed from Joss posters. Thanks for answering. No problem. Someone is asking me about Amber. Gorgeous Gabby saying, is Amber Heard going to be on Aquaman 2? The latest, there is, what I'm going to say is this. I don't think it's confirmed anything yet. There's no confirmation of cast because they haven't even started production. So I think it will depend on how much heat she will get going forward with Johnny Depp now. You know, like as of now, I think the world is more preoccupied with this pandemic, so no one is really talking about it. But I think that there's a high possibility that they would dismiss her and recast her if she is found guilty, right? I don't really know. Anyways, guys, that is it for me today. We've been here for 1 hour and 40 minutes. Like I said, now I will be doing more lives. And so I will type in here, follow me on Twitter, because I usually post on Twitter when I will go live. So follow me there so you can keep yourself posted. And I'm going to try to be doing, even if it's not by topic, we're just going to be doing more lives, because now I feel like we're all quarantined together, and at least we can be bored together, right? And we can just talk about a ton of whatever things you guys want to talk. And like I said, I'm still figuring out the gaming like online. I don't know. I would like to do it, but I'm not sure how people do it yet, because I'm not really like tech person. Love you too, bro. Love you too. Miss you. But anyways, that is it for today. Thanks for watching. Thanks for sticking, you know, for all of you that donated with super chats. Thank you so much. And stay safe, take care, and we're gonna be fine. All right, bye everybody.